Coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada, hence the red background on this momentous occasion where we have finally received the information that we've all been waiting for.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy. Like, it actually came sooner than we thought it would.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do for this video is I'll end up putting the timestamps back in. But
Yeah.
We decided to come on and go live for this because we thought to share our like authentic like whoa
Yeah.
reactions
Yeah.
as well as give you the information. So we'll give people a couple minutes to get in here. I'm sure there's also other creators that are live too. So, you know, if you're juggling between them, whatever, we're gonna make sure that this is
Toggle.
Yeah, we'll make the replay as friendly as we can.
Yeah.
Describing all of this, but yeah, we just got the news.
It just came in.
Wow.
Minutes ago.
I mean, this is pretty crazy.
We finally have a program back. It's not called AP, which is sad.
Magic keys.
Magic key. Don't know if I'm really feeling that yet. I'm having to kind of adjust. I think we all heard about the name a day or two ago.
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
They sent us an email.
Magic key. I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, I get it. I understand why they're saying it like that, but it's like, I don't know. It's a little...
So let's give you the information first. I'm going to kind of read it off. So for anybody that doesn't know or they haven't, watched anything or went on, Twitter or whatever. So there are 4 magic key passes. They start at the Dream Key, the Believe Key, Enchant Key, and Imagine Key. So let's talk about...
I want the all-access key at all times key. They don't have that, do they?
That technically is the Dream Key. Yeah, that's kind of like what we're going to talk about. So Spencer, forgive him, he hasn't read any of this or heard any of it, so...
I'm a no spoilers guy, so I wait a lot of times to find this stuff out.
I mean, it just launched right now, so
right.
I'm just saying
learning.
you
I'm
didn't
literally
read it.
learning.
He's going to... that's why we decided to go live, because he's going to basically... You're going to see his reaction as this is presented. Okay,
yes.
So the first one we're going to start off with is the Imagine Key.
Imagine that.
That is only for Southern California residents. So kind of similar to when you bought a SoCal pass. It's pretty much about that.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to talk about, thank you. Alexa pointed out about the park hopping thing, so it will have to be after 1 o'clock. It is a little bit of a bummer, but I totally understand. So the Imagine Key, back to that, the price is $399. That's with a $179 down payment, and if you are doing payments, you would be paying about $18.34 a month. There is blackout days. I'm not going to go through all the blackout days because I think that would just make this so long. Park reservations, this is the big difference, is that the reservations are still here. And what's the deciding factor is kind of how many you can hold within a 90-day window. So for this, it'll be 2. You will be able to hold 2 reservations in a 90-day window.
And 90 days, for all intents and purposes, is about 3 months.
Okay, good. I
Give or
didn't
take.
realize that. Which is, okay, so that's pretty good. So for your casual fan that maybe goes once a month, this is actually a very good deal for you, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think for the value that you're getting now, does that mean we're going to get trams back? I don't know. The discounts that you'll receive, this is going to be a 10% off merchandise,
okay.
10% off dining, and parking is not included in this, and there's no discount on the... parking at all. Now, the sales for these annual passes will go on sale August 25th. So in case I didn't say that in the beginning, I forgot to mention that.
That's very soon.
Now let's go up to the next level, which is called the Believe Key. That is going to be $949 with a $179 down payment.
Same payment price or down payment prices.
They're all the same down payment
$179.
prices. Yeah, and then you will pay $64.17 a month. There is also blackout days. Oh, sorry, I skipped a key. My bad. Sorry. Let's go back to the Enchant Key. I'm sorry, I messed that up. The Enchant Key is the second tier. This one is $649, and that's about $39.17 a month with blackout days. And then
$179 down payment.
Yeah, they're all the same.
Okay.
All the same down payment.
All right.
Now, the big difference here is the park reservations you can hold in a 90-day window is 4. That's it. You're going to get 10% off merchandise, 10% off dining, not included with parking and no discounts. So that is the Enchant key. So I guess the main difference between that one and the Southern California one is that, I mean, obviously Southern California, oh yes, somebody said, can out-of-state people do the payment plan? Yes, it is. For any of these, it looks like that is possible.
Except for the SoCal one, obviously.
Yeah, that's the only one that you wouldn't be able to do. And that is the cheapest. So if you want to move to California, you're going to save money on your annual pass, but you're going to be paying more for living expenses and everything else. So
and taxes. Yeah.
You might be doing the better option by not living in California if you're a casual Disney vacationer. So this next key we're going to talk about is the Believe key. That one is $949. It is about a $64.17 a month payment if you're doing the $179 down payment that's required for all of the passes. There is blackout days, and those are typically like Christmas, New Year's. So I feel like this is going to be a big key that a lot of people are going to get is the Believe key. It'll be pretty popular amongst locals. We'll talk about which key we're going to get in as soon as we go through all of these. Thank you for asking. So the Believe key is $949, so almost $1,000. You'll be paying about $64 a month for that one. And there is blackout days, which is also, this is the one that's typically like Christmas, New Year's, but you'll have less than the Enchant key. Park reservations that can be held in a 90-day window, 6 for this one. So in that 90 days, you're able to make 6 park reservations, which is pretty darn good if you ask me. Like that's, at Walt Disney World, I think they can only do 3 at a time. And I don't know if it's 90 days.
Now, what tier is this? Is this
now,
the
this
third?
is the Believe key. That's the 3rd one.
Okay.
Now, the highest one, the Primo that is not coast to coast, which I'm actually fine with. We'll talk a little bit about that soon. That is the Dream key. Now, the Dream key is priced at $1,300. And, oh, out-of-staters cannot make payments. I'm sorry. Forgive me, that's what I read, but I must have been skimming it so quickly. So thank you for correcting me there. So the Dream key, I mean, I'm going to look at it too while we're on here. But from what I read, I thought that's what I read. So I apologize if I gave that information wrong. Like I said, we're kind of discovering this live. So we're going to talk about it and figure it all out together. So now that Dream key is about $101, $102 a month for the Dream keys annual pass price type thing. There is no blockout days, which is fantastic. The park reservations that you can hold in a 90-day window for that Dream key, 6. Very good also, with no blockout days. I think the blockout days make things very difficult. Discounts, you're going to get 20% on merchandise.
Okay.
And you're going to get 15% on dining. So that's another big difference that you're getting is a little bit higher of a discount. All the other ones for merch and dining are around 10%, if I'm not mistaken. Parking is also included. That's the other thing that's different between the Believe key and the Dream key is parking is only 50% off on not on blackout days for the Believe key, which is the one directly under this that is around $1,000. So I didn't see the blockout list. I'm going to pull that up here in a minute and we'll talk about that.
So there's no blackout days for the highest,
the big
the
one.
Dream one? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's compare it to Signature Plus. Okay, that just because that's in my realm of thinking, because that's what we had, right?
Okay.
So in the difference between Signature Plus and this Dream key, is that what it's called?
Yes, it's
Okay.
called the Dream key. That's the big one.
We're still getting parking. We're still getting discounts. We're still getting merch and food discounts.
Which I'm okay
No
with.
blackout
not even
dates,
having.
right?
Yeah.
The only difference is the reservation system and the amount of days that we're allowed to book those reservations within a 90-day period.
Pretty
You
much,
said
because I don't
6
remember
is
how
the
much
total?
it was. I don't remember how much the Signature Plus was. Was it around the same price?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay.
It was very similar. Yeah, what I recall.
Okay. So I'm pulling it up right now. Okay, so it says to enter a theme park, you must have a reservation. It looks like a lot of speculation.
And no Max Pass
yeah.
as well.
Right. So they didn't announce anything about that.
Right.
Okay, so park hopping does begin at 1 p.m. So that's another big difference is we used to be able to kind of like, you could literally go have breakfast in DCA, jump over to Disneyland,
right,
and then go back over. Like it's very different.
Now that I'm not sure what the goal of that is and what the idea of that is.
Probably crowd control.
I guess that's all I can think of because why? So you have to choose your park of origin.
Oh, somebody
to start?
said I think the signature was 1,400. So maybe
it was
even
about
more
$14.99.
So this is 1,399.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't mention anything about PhotoPass either.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
You know what I think they're going to do?
What?
I think they're going to slowly start adding these things on as upsells. As this is just my guess. Like
what
oh,
Paris
by the
is
way,
saying?
we've just announced the PhotoPass program, and you can add that onto your existing pass for $25 a month or something. Watch, they're going to do the same thing with Max Pass because they're going to charge for. That's just my guess. That they will use those other things that they have not included as upsells as an add-on to your 14 whatever. That's my guess.
PhotoPass is on the Disney website as a perk. Okay, so the thing is, I don't want to comment too much about that stuff. That's not something we know a lot about.
No, I'm just speculating because that's what I've heard a lot of talk about them monetizing Max Pass or Fast
Maybe
Pass.
they'll do something like what Paris says.
Because we didn't even have Fast
Mariah
Pass
says,
right now.
what does it mean when they say park reservations? Does that mean you can reserve 6 days in the park for the Dream Key? Or does that mean guests can go in the parks? Say that again. Hold on. Does that mean you can reserve 6 days in the park for the Dream Key? Yes, that's what it means. Or does that mean 6 guests? It means you can do 6 days.
6 days.
But you can only go 6 times per year? No, you can go 6 times within a 90-day period. That's how it would basically work. So you are getting your visits limited. But still, it's better than what you're paying now for tickets if you're going.
So that's 24 a year.
Yeah.
If you're talking about 3 months, 6 days for 3 months, there's 4 chunks of, when you do the math, that would be 24 days a year maximum for $1,400.
Yeah.
Is that right? Does that make sense?
But wait, no, you know what I'm thinking though? Because once you go, you can make another reservation the next day. It's just how many can you book?
Oh, I see.
Okay,
so
I was like, wait.
So if you make 6 starting tomorrow is your first day.
Let's say it's August 25th.
I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Let's say it's August 25th, right? Yeah. We woke up and we're like, let's buy the Dream Key. Obviously, Spencer and I are going to be buying the most expensive one. I don't care. This is our business. You'll never price me out of getting a Disneyland annual pass. Anyway, so we woke up, we bought our Dream Passes. We can, Dream Key, whatever you call it. We would be able to book 6 days, right? And then let's just say we booked it for September 1st, okay? We use September 1st, now we can book another day within that 90-day period. Okay. So you're still able to go as frequently as you want, but you can only do 6 at a time. If you book 6 and go one day, you can book another day, only 6 at a time. So
so
that's
if you did 6 days in a row,
yeah,
and you use the first one, then you do the next 6. So technically, I was wrong about that.
You can just hold 6 at a time.
So it's not 24 a year.
Right.
It's okay. That makes sense.
Which it was easy to think of because we're just not used to it. Have we?
Yeah.
So what happens to the tickets I've already bought? I wonder if it can roll in. From what I'm reading, you can't. Now, if somebody has found something different, can you let us know in the chat? So yeah, you can go 24 to 25 days a month, most months. Thank you, Lawrence. Which pass is the best choice for out-of-state residents who go about 12 to 18 days in a year? That's a tough one because you do have to figure parking. You have to figure...
There's a lot of math involved for us Disney folks.
It's a lot.
I didn't realize we had to be such mathematical people to go to Disneyland.
It's a lot to figure out.
It was so simple back in the day.
So
I don't know about this thing.
Somebody was asking if we can explain the reservation part of it for 6 at a time type thing. So let's just say I have a chunk of 90 days and I booked the 1st through the 6th. I just know those 6 days I'm gonna go. Once I've gone on the 1st, I can book the 7th. I can book the 8th. So the way it works is like as you just can only hold 6 at a time if you have that higher what do you call it, key. Okay, so sorry I'm late. Where can I find the zip code range to be considered a Southern California resident? I would assume it's on the Disney website, but let's look it up real quick and see if I can find it right here.
Can I just give
I found the blockout days.
Can I just give you my initial reaction about this?
Okay.
Here's how I feel about this. I don't like it, for one. I'm being dead honest.
Wait, the dream key, hold on a minute. I don't want to interrupt you, but don't let me forget, because it's saying standard theme park parking included excluding blockout days. So it looks like there is blockout days for the dream key. What?
Now I really don't like it.
Am I reading this right? Hold up. Dream key blockout calendar. There is none. What does it mean? Why did they word it like this?
I don't know. It's just, but
Maybe
here's
they just did that.
but I'm going to give you like I said, my initial reaction is I don't like it. I think
Why?
It's very complicated. It's the reservation thing and that portion of it.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Yes, Magic Key terms and conditions says you can upgrade your ticket to a key. That's great. If that's true, that's amazing. I'm going to start reading that. How could you not like it then?
Can we just make a pass that costs like, I don't know, anywhere between $3,000 and $5,000?
Okay.
With nothing and no, like, I don't want to do math. That's not why I go to Disneyland to try to. It's made it so.
And you honestly think people with an average income are going to be able to afford that?
But like, I will pay to not do math. Like, that's not my forte, and I don't. That's why I have someone dealing with that stuff in my life as far as accounting and things. I don't.
Not everybody has that luxury, though.
I know, but it just. I'm sorry. This is just my genuine reaction. I'm not a fan of this key thing. Right off the bat, I just don't. I don't know. It's too much. There's too much. Here's my problem: is what you've been going through. What you've been going through in planning our days, because Katie does all our planning and she does a great job at it. It has put her through so much stress, and consequently me, but more so her because she's responsible for it, of trying to get the days that we want to go when we want to go. The amount of hoops that we've had to jump through, that you've had to jump through to achieve that, is to go to a theme park. That's a lot of stress and a lot of planning that is like, it's overkill. It's a theme park. I don't know. I
think you're just on a train in negative town here.
No, I'm being dead honest. I'm not a fan of what they've laid out.
I think it's just a lot. It's just a lot of different
I guarantee you there's
levels.
a lot of folks that agree with me where it's like, dude, come on. Like,
see, that's passes aren't for, I mean, I don't know. Okay, so the Southern California residents, the zip codes are 90000 to 93599. Those are the zip code ranges. Now I'm going to look at the blockout calendar. Let's go into that. So it looks like for the SoCal resident, a lot of the blockouts seem to be on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Obviously, you have some big chunks of summer taken out. So June is completely blocked out if you're looking at it. Like June and July are completely blocked out. September's got some blockouts. The first half of August is completely blocked out. So if you're trying to get a Southern California resident pass and you're looking at, days that you would likely go, this is a big thing you have to do, is look at, are you going to want to go midweek, and you're not going to want to go any weekends. You're not going to go the end of December, because half of December, you really have you have 1, 2, 3, 4, you have 8, 9, you have 10 days in December if you're getting that SoCal pass. So let's go to the, where is it? That is the Imagine Key. Let's go to the Enchant Key blockouts.
Annette made a good point. As an outsider, wait, it wasn't Annette, I'm sorry. Where is it? It's flying by. It sucks because reservations are incredibly frustrating for busy days. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
However, I'm wondering if it's okay. It was Sam who said this. However, I'm wondering if this was an option to keep monthly payments. So in order to keep monthly payments, they kept the reservation system intact because it was one or the other. Because there had to be a way to mitigate crowds. Is that what's happening here for reservations? Otherwise, if you were to say no monthly payments, you've mitigated quite a few people who probably couldn't afford to throw that kind of money, which is understandable, up front for an entire family of people spending, anywhere from $300 to $1,500. So, when they sent out that questionnaire about all that stuff about like what do you value, what would you rather have,
Right. Well, also I think too, somebody kind of brought this up, and it was somewhere in the comments, and I zipped past it. But somebody was bringing up the like, are they going to have limited amounts of certain annual passes? And no, that's not how it's going to work. It'll be kind of like the Flex Pass. From what I understand, it'll be like the Flex Pass, where they just sold as many as they, you just make it unlimited, but it's where they get you is the reservations. So we may take a big risk here. Say you buy the Dream Key and you get, you're paying for the most expensive one, and you're like, oh, okay, I want to, book a reservation. I really want to go on my birthday, August 19th. Let's just say it fell in that window, right? August 19th of next year, whatever, within that 90-day period.
Then it's not available.
Now, there's a chance that it could not be available. So
it doesn't give you...
It's not a guarantee. It's the reservation. Now, we don't know yet. That could be doomsday thinking or pessimistic thinking.
It's not.
There's a good chance, though, that because Disneyland does have a very... How do I explain this? When you have 100% capacity at Disneyland, you don't know how many people that is. Like, I don't think most people can grasp how many people can really fit in that park. Yeah. So, again, I'm not going to say it's going to be a very great experience, but, you do have to kind of think about that. So, it's okay. It does say pass quantities are limited.
There's another...
Okay, apparently I need to read the terms and conditions, because I didn't read that, and we're finding things I didn't realize.
Yeah, the fine print is probably vast.
Here it is, terms and conditions. So it was a hyperlink. No wonder I didn't click it. Okay. Wow, there's a lot. Unactivated pass expiration. A valid pass is... Wow, there's a lot in here. Thank you for whoever keeps putting this up here, because I didn't realize that. So does this affect regular daily passes, or is this only related to annual passes? It's only the annual pass, the key thing. Let's see here. Parking benefit, availability. Yeah, pass types are limited in quantity, and not all pass types may be available at any given time. So if you want that big magic key, or the big key, or whatever it is, the SoCal one.
So basically they're making it like, you want this most expensive one, but there's no guarantee you'll get it. So hurry up and get it. But there's stipulation.
Well, actually, that actually makes sense. I'm kind of happy that they're limiting the quantities, because that's probably how they're going to control, and it won't be like the Flex Pass, because that was my big problem with the Flex Pass, was that I bought the Flex Pass. Do you know how many times I couldn't make reservations? I bought it for my mom, and I couldn't make reservations. If they're going to limit this, that's great. That means 9 times out of 10, you're going to be able to find a reservation for the day you want to go. So that's fantastic. Like, actually, that's a great thing. I don't know how you could say anything negative about that at all. Now, it will suck if the only negative I could think of is, like, say I wanted it and I couldn't get it. But yeah, that's fantastic. They are really limiting out of state by saying pay in full. Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. That's really going to be hard. So Dream Key sells out. Will it never be available again? No, it'll be subject to availability is what I'm reading here. So that is really cool, though, that they're doing that they're limiting the amount that's sold. I completely agree with that. Whether... that's a great thing, because that means that if I bought that top tier pass, my likelihood of finding a reservation is so much better. Now, the other thing I want to know is, are they going to give us a tram service, or are we going to have to keep walking?
Yeah, that should have been announced along with this. Like, hey, by the way, if you're going to pay all this money to be a key holder,
well, at
give
a
me the
certain
keys
level.
to the tram
Right.
first. So
This
I can
may be...
not have to walk a mile to the park.
This may be a strange question, but does anybody know who is financing for the passes? I don't know. I do know that it doesn't look like there's a, what do you call it, interest charge from what I'm seeing. Okay, sorry, we've also missed a few super chats, so I'm going to go back as far as I can here. Terry Robinson sends $25 and says, sorry, off topic, but I'm going through some stuff and your videos are really helping. Thank you. By the way, I'm the one who sent Spencer the
Terry,
vest.
thank you.
Don't worry, Katie, I have something in the works for you. As long as it makes him happy, that's good. Matt sends $5 and says, blockouts will also include any date that has reservation maxed out. There you go. There it is. Now, there was another super chat, so I'm going to flow through right here and try and go back as far as I can. Debbie sends $15 and says, hi, love y'all's videos so much. Where do I go to find all this? I can't find it. So you can go to the Disneyland website. Breaking, if you have unused tickets, you can upgrade to a key. That is, yeah, we were talking about that. Peter sends $20 and says, this calls for drinks at Lamplight. Love that. Thank you, Peter. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Does your start date begin on your first day you use it? I believe so. I'd have to go back to the terms and conditions because, wow, that was a read. I mean, I want to kind of go over some of these blackout days, though. So let's go to, where is it? Let's go to the enchant key. So the imagine is the SoCal one, right? Let's go to the enchant one. That one is $649. You do not have to be a Southern California resident. Yeah, there won't be physical AP cards. I read that too. So that one, it kind of looks similar to the SoCal Pass blackouts from what I'm seeing right when I like open it right now. It looks like, again, June, most of June, all of July, a good chunk of August is blocked out. You have most of December, the end of December near Christmas. It's kind of looking like what we used to have. Let's see. Now let's go to the Believe key. I'm curious what that blockout calendar looks like. So if you're getting the Believe key, that the one that is, what was it, about 1,000? I don't have the price on here now. $949, so about 1,000. It looks like those blockouts are, a week in April, a random week in April. You actually are getting a pretty good value for this now that I look at it, because really it's just the end of December, a couple of Sundays and a couple of Saturdays. It's actually pretty good.
And how many reservations can you make on that one?
This one is...
Like 3?
No, this one is 6.
So it's the same as the other one. You
The
just don't get parking. You get 50%.
You get half off, and you get a little bit lower of a discount. I don't care about the discounts. I could give 2 craps about a discount.
But I think, like you said, the important question is, when are we getting the tram back? You know,
that is a big question. I would love to know.
With parking being addressed in this.
Yeah, I don't know why Spencer's not having it. Like, wouldn't you be happy that it's like, look, you're not going to have to buy tickets anymore? Like, I feel like this is a serious celebration here that you're missing.
No, that is, but I'm being critical because I feel like it deserves to be really combed through in a sense of what I'm looking for is for her to not be stressed, for one. Because if she's stressed, I'm stressed.
The tickets were stressing me out.
Right. Happy wife, happy life, okay? I don't want her stressed out. What this has done, this reservation system, is what I have a huge issue with.
Yeah.
And that's what Chapek has said, reservations are here to stay. Well, I'm not even going to comment beyond that because you don't want to hear it because some people are not going to like what I want to say about that.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, yes, we have APs back. We have some sort of pass program back. We knew this was coming, so I'm not super surprised. It was just a matter of when it was coming and in what form was it going to take. Now, when you've got places like Knott's Berry Farm not even asking for reservations anymore, you got to wonder, why are we pressing this reservation thing so hard? What is it doing? What are they gaining from that? I don't know. I don't run a theme park.
My theory is that they're gaining from it. They're able to order the proper amount of food, staff the amount of staff, which they took a really hard hit financially. So I kind of think that has something to do with it. And then Cassie said reservations aren't even helping capacity at this point.
Right.
I mean, I kind of agree with you there.
I think the reservation thing is on the is could potentially be on the chopping block at a certain point. I don't think this is
Depending
my
on
prediction.
how these passes go, I think that's gonna, like how these sales go. I think you're right about that. I think that will be
because they've never Disney parks has never been one to like say this is it, end all. That they'll say that, but then it's like Main Street Electrical Parade glowing away forever, and then next October it's like it's back, and so they backpedal a lot on their whatever they do, and they can. They're a company that's obviously
they don't want to get shut down again.
But I get it when you say, okay, yeah, they lost a lot of money last year,
right?
But prior to that, they were making piles of tons of money, right? That time is approaching again, where it's like the losses are going to be losses. They're going to move on, and they're going to start profiting again.
Right.
So where does that leave us in this kind of situation of like this reservation thing of like making up for lost profits? Well, the whole world lost profits. That's the reality of it. Time to move on, start making money again, and I don't know, using us as that,
I do think
the vehicle for that is, I don't know. I'm not cool with it.
I do think it's going to be better than the system that Walt Disney World is currently on, because those those pass reservations are really hard to find. Whereas I think by limiting and doing all these tiers and doing all this complicated stuff, I really think maybe I'm being really optimistic about this, but I kind of feel like the reservation thing is going to be a lot easier than we're thinking and more available. I mean, I guess it's kind of a wait and see. Like, we don't know for sure. I'm really curious though about how that ticket situation is going to go. Like, how are they going to be able to handle all of that? Is it going to just connect to your account and give you the credit? Like, how is that going to work? That's the main thing I'm most curious about next to the tram. But like for people that have, because we have tickets, we bought tickets for September. We bought those SoCal, what are they, the SoCal resident tickets or whatever? We bought those. We have those uploaded to our accounts. So like, how is that going to work when we buy our Magic Key on the 25th? I don't know. I think that's a big question I have. Is it automatically going to do it for us? Like, what is the credit going? Like, is it the cost of the price? Like, I think that's where my major questions are lying that I'm going to have to do some serious research on.
I want the master key is what I want.
Well, you're not going to get it. Sorry
That's
about
what I
it.
want. If you're
Sorry about it.
If we're going to do this whole thing on keys, magic.
Oh, SoCal Pass tickets can't be upgraded. Okay, so I guess you'd have to have a regular ticket. Then we might be all right. Let's see here. Megan sends $5 and says, so basically, if you get the top tier for a pass, you can't go as many times as you want. Is it worth it, I wonder? Appreciate you guys. You can go as many times as you want, but you can only
days
schedule,
are available.
But they should be 9 times out of 10. So if they're 9%, if what I'm understanding is what it is, so it's actually a very good deal.
I hope so. I'm
But if they weren't limiting it, then I would say, yeah, you're screwed. But they're limiting the amount that they're doing, so they have a number. They know the number.
So let me ask you this. So when this goes live, right, this program goes live and we're able to purchase, right?
Yes.
Are we going to be in a situation like we are with, let's say, when Oogie Boogie goes live and the whole system breaks down and no one can get in the system? Is this going to be like Touch of Disney when the system broke down?
Oh, every time you should.
So
listen, you need to expect that when it's anything Disney, where tickets, passes, anything are going on sale.
So that's where again, it's like we're right back to where we started as far as like here we go again with all you're going to see on Instagram is that page that everybody's going to screenshot that says wait time.
Yeah, but that's temporary. That's going to be of the day, and then that's it.
But if we're limiting the amount of those passes, and you miss
but
out
it's a pretty
because
big
of
number.
I'm just saying I'm being a pessimist today because I feel like somebody has to be devil's advocate here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Instead of going, yay, the passes are back, yay. It's like,
well,
hold on. And that's fine, and that's good that we represent both sides. But I'm saying, hold on a second. Let's break this down to the reality of like when we're on the day of trying to purchase this thing, when we're on the day of trying to get a park reservation. Let's talk about that reality of how we're going to feel and how it's actually going to be. That's what I'm talking about. It's all nice to speculate here and sit and look and, oh, this is nice. And look, we get parking and, oh, cool. But then again, it's like, go try to make this reservation and then let's talk and see how this whole thing pans out. And like, oh, I waited on hold for, 17 hours and then I couldn't get the pass that I wanted because they were sold out because the system couldn't handle the influx, and it's like that's the things that we need to fix as far as like, you know, this reservation system
Amy's
thing.
like, I thought you were going to be thrilled. I'm thrilled.
I mean,
Spencer's not though. But
I'm not.
I don't know how you cannot be. I mean, I really don't know. I mean,
guess
other
what it
than
is
what
is
you just
it's
said.
the reservation system that it's
It's the reservation system.
I do not appreciate.
That's your only qualm.
That is.
Okay, well that's it.
That
But
is.
other than that, like, do you enjoy spending $100 and
No,
something?
I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that.
You
Don't
like
get me
paying
wrong.
for parking? Is that fun for you?
No, no.
Then how could you be critical?
Because I'm not a person who is obsessed with money.
Well, I'm not either. But it's stressful though having to balance our checkbook.
I'm one
like
of those
that,
people
though.
who I want my life to
Be easy. Well,
be smooth, and money,
welcome to pandemic living.
money is not what is my driving force for comfort in this world. I'm not. I know that we need it to survive, but it's like I'm not driven by it in a sense of it's going to alter my way of thinking or my way of enjoying life.
All right. So Patty sends $5 and says, I love Katie's optimism, but as a Walt Disney World annual pass holder, I think you're going to struggle for reservations like we do here. That's what I thought too, but now knowing that they're limiting it, I think we might be okay. I'm going on the optimistic side, but I see what you're saying because I've seen it there and it's crazy. Steve Hall sends $5 and says, so happy annual passes are back. Sadly for me with visiting 10 days at a time with my max 6 reservations at a time, that won't be, Steve, it could be an option for you though, because once you use it, you just make another one. So you should be okay. It actually makes more financial sense for you, I think. Mackenzie sends $5 and says, what should I do if I have a trip planned in a couple weeks? Should I reschedule and upgrade to a key? It depends on how often you're going. That's really what it is. You know, it depends on how often you planned on going. If you're going to go more often than just this one trip, then you might consider that. Megan sends $5 and says, so basically if you get the top tier for a pass, you can't go as many. Oh wait, I think I read that one already. So Kim sends $10 and she says, sending gratitude and love to you both for all of your hard work. Enjoy a drink by the pool later. Ooh, thank you.
Will do.
Will do. Hopefully, yeah, I think that's how we're going to end
I'm going to
our
need one
day.
after this.
Yes. I'd be upset if they all sell out within the first day or hours. Yeah, that's where it could be. I can see where Spencer's pessimistic view on that situation is true, because if they do sell out, I'm going to be mad.
That's the problem, and we're going to run into this every single time that we try to, get there for whatever reason. And
no, it's not. That's what. No, it's the buying the pass that we were talking about.
Oh.
Shoshana sends $5 and says, if they got rid of cards, how does a young kid go with someone and not their parents if they don't have a phone or a Disneyland app? So it said when I was looking at that. Where is it? Hold on. From your visit.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm happy they brought it back. It's just that I was hoping that there would be like a really good option. I don't know. I feel like something that was, outrageously priced that was like, no, if you want to go full time, we'll take your money. Like, I'm willing. Like, take my money. Like, I'll go. I don't.
So physical pass card. A pass holder may request a paper pass card at the Disneyland Resort main entrance ticket booth. A non-refundable fee of $20 may be required to obtain or replace a paper pass card. Minors must be accompanied by a parent or guardian to receive a paper pass card. So I hope that answers your question. I know, okay, baller. That's what I'm saying. Like, Spencer acts like he's just like, listen.
It's not baller. That has nothing to do with baller. It's like, if you want something in life and you work hard for it and you save for it, you should be able to have it. I'm sorry. That's the American way. It's always been that way.
It is stressful.
And I'm not a baller. I'm far from it. But my point is, I should have that option.
Yeah.
I really should. I mean,
Bring back the 80s. Oh, wait, sorry. What about the 1400 option? Do you want added to it? What do you mean by that? Hold on a minute. Sorry. I cannot... For some reason. Terry sends $5 and says, if y'all are still here in Vegas, I want to meet you for drinks. My treat. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet.
Claudia says only the bloggers would be looking for that elusive option. That's not true.
No, there's a lot of hardcore
That's absolutely
fans.
False.
Woo!
Right there.
There's more hardcore fans than you think. That would pay for that. Spencer's complaining it's not enough. What more did he want? What more did you want?
I wanted access without having to make a reservation through a system that is broken.
So that's what your
Very
main
simple.
qualm is. Okay.
I can do that at other theme parks, so why is Disney different? Everybody lost money last year. I don't think that's the issue. And I think this would have happened regardless of, by the way, of the pandemic. This was going to be restructured prior to the pandemic. This was planned. This is not a result of the pandemic. It just helped them fast forward the implementation of it. So let's make that clear.
Okay.
But, you know.
Okay. All right. Matt H sends $5 and says, I don't see limited quantities making a difference. Your reservation will still be part of the numbers of a single day ticket and such. That's a good observation. Morgan sends $5 and says, so if you want to go more than 6 days in a row, then you have to make reservations every day you want to use a reservation and hope the days are available. Yep, basically. So like that's why Spencer's not super happy. It's because of the whole reservation thing.
Charles says it clear right here. Club 33 then for you, Spencer. That is pretty much your only option if you want to access that place full time.
Yeah.
Without any trouble.
And that's going to cost you a lot of money.
Now that's baller. That is an area and that is a level that I can't achieve and I haven't saved up enough for that. So they've made it.
You should manifest it though and say that you can. So maybe someday you can.
Well, yeah, maybe someday, but
if I ever have enough money and we actually get the endorsement, dude, I will be a 33 member so fast. I think, at least right now I would. So what happened? Came in late. They basically announced that we have some sort of an annual pass back. There's 4 tiers. They're the keys. When this video uploads, you'll be able to go back and read all of it or listen to it. So yeah. Cheryl sends $10 and says, I'm so happy. Thank you both for the info. I'm happy that I can upgrade my tickets for the pass. Happy Leo season, beautiful Katie. Oh,
thanks,
love
Cheryl.
You guys. Thank you.
That is good that you can use
this
your
is a good
tickets.
birthday present for me, you guys. I just realized, like, I got an annual pass. Basically, it might not be exactly what I wanted, but I get that for my birthday. I got that. So let's see. Spence will feel better after it simmers for a while. It's not a bad setup. He just was hopeful the res system would go away. I completely agree.
Yeah, the res thing is...
Morgan sends $2 and says, do we think they will actually run out of passes? That's another big key right there.
Oh,
we
see what you did there? A key? That's a key?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was funny.
The key to the situation
Real
is that
funny.
reservations are terrible.
Real funny. So yeah, that's the major thing we have to figure out, you know, is what's going on with that whole situation. Are they actually going to sell out? So give Spencer a margarita. I know, right? We will just have to get used to this way of thinking. It's true. I think I'm dealing with it so often. Whereas
my prediction is it's the reservation thing at some point will go away.
Yeah,
because
it's just not for a very long time.
When it starts hitting them in a financial way, they will realize, like, wow, in comparison to what we used to make off the program that existed before compared to what we're making now,
I think they have to see first. Because if it does go well and they do sell a bunch of passes and they make their profit margin and they're doing it with the whole reservation system, because how many people are still going to buy these magic keys? I think you're actually going to be wrong about that. I think the reservations are not going to deter as many people as you think. I really think that it's going to be just fine. Like, I think it's perfectly adjustable for people. And
let's step out of my...
I'm going to disagree with you there.
We'll step out of my box and our box as far as being locals there. Let's say you're planning a trip.
Mm-hmm.
And you decide that, like, hey, you know what? Your birthday's coming up. We don't live in California. I think I want to take you, you know, to Disneyland for your birthday. And we don't have reservations. We don't have hard plans, but we want to go. We also want to go to the beach when we're there. We also want to go up to Universal or Hollywood. We have a lot of different things we want to do. We have to be ultra planners now because we got to figure out the days we're going or what are the days are available. Otherwise, then we got to plan. The planning part of it is it's excessive to the point of you can't just plan a vacation and be like, we're going to go. Maybe we'll go to Disney tomorrow. I don't know. It's a little hot. Let's go to the beach instead. You've lost your ability to be flexible. And it's funny because this mimics a flex pass, which is nothing close to being flexible. So it's an ironic name.
But to
you know what I mean? That's why they
to-
changed it to the key,
to
because
combat what you're saying, though, if we're going on a trip or whatnot, you're going to be more rigid of a planner than
But
you
would
would
it-
be if you're a local. So you're actually wrong about that, I think,
I
in
don't-
my book.
Yeah, but
because if we're planning a trip, I don't get to just willy-nilly go, oh yeah, I think we're going to go to the beach. And if so, you just
Okay,
cancel
well,
your reservation
let's-
and then go on a
let's
different
compare
day.
it to coming to Vegas.
Okay.
We come to Vegas, we have an idea of what we want to do.
We have reservations, though, for things.
Yeah, but not everything. The reason we like coming here is because we have the ability to go, hey, you know what? Let's run over here and do
Right.
that. Hey, let's run over here and do that. There's some value to that. Not everybody wants to plan every second of their day for every single day that they're there,
But
and that's what this has become.
We're not doing that. We're literally planning a park day, and 9 times out of 10, you want that planned out so that you know, like, okay, I'm gonna pack my lunch. It's the same thing as like packing a lunch.
So
basically.
spontaneity has no room in 2021, is what you're saying.
No, not. I mean, really, you have to think about it.
Spontaneity. There's a lot of value to spontaneity.
You don't have to plan to go to the beach. You don't have to plan like whatever. But this is a theme park that has to staff the appropriate amount of people. They have to get the right amount of food. They have to actually make more plans for things nowadays.
As they did in the past, and they made tons of money in the past doing that very
right,
thing.
but that was also before a pandemic that shut their park down for over a year.
But this plan was going to go into effect regardless of said pandemic. This thing was already in the works before the world broke.
We don't know about
No,
the
it was.
reservation system.
It
you
was.
have no definitive proof of
I
that.
heard that this thing was going to be reworked. I heard rumors of it for
You've heard it
at
was going to
least
be
a year
reworked,
before.
and also that's rumors. Again, like I said, there was
Yeah.
no definitive proof anywhere that said reservations were going to be part of any new
Yeah.
program. That never happened.
I disagree.
That never happened, though. Where did you see definitive proof?
I just know that this thing was going to be reworked, and it was going to be reworked to benefit what you said about the planning, because they want to make more money than
Right.
they're
See,
making.
excessive planner here. Most people are saying like they plan. I mean, that's what you
That's
do.
okay, but that's the option. That's the beauty of the world that we thought we lived in.
I think it's more for
You know,
locals that
I've lived a very spontaneous life my whole life, I guess. So that's why I'm defending that notion, because there are people like me who like to be spontaneous.
trust me, I do too. I
right?
like it. But
There's people that like
but
to
you
plan.
have to say the majority.
There should be
though.
room for all of us.
Yeah.
If you like to plan, awesome, and then you really know what you're doing. I get that.
Yeah.
Totally. That's just not me.
Let
you
me
know?
read some of these super chats. We're super behind. Morgan sends $5. Says, "Why are they charging the same amount as the signature was, but with restriction?" I think it's actually a little bit less, possibly. I was a
Pretty
signature
close,
holder
though.
and not getting a new pass. I live in the Bay Area. I get it. Sorry, we are so behind on these. I apologize. Jeremy sends $5 and says, "Hey, Katie and Spencer, I realize you're in Vegas, but if I could make a suggestion about driving home, head Highway 160 towards, I can't read that, and head Highway 372 towards Baker." All right, well, thank you. Elsa sends $5 and says, "I want to purchase a key. I have a family trip planned in December and I have my tickets already. I don't know what to do. I love and appreciate you guys so much." So I think that's the thing that I was saying. I don't know how that's going to work. Like, are they just going to like upload it onto our tickets thing? Like, I don't know how that's going to work. I'm very curious, Mariah sends $5 and says, "Master key to the Haunted Mansion in Monorail, Spence. Master key for Katie to go to the castle. I win, LOL. Blab, from me, Gia, Joe, Lydia, and Phoenix." Thank you. So I don't know. There's still a lot of questions, and it sounds like you really need to sit down and read through the terms and service like crazy, because wow. Sharon sends $5 and says, "It would be hard to get days off work to coincide with reservation days." Yeah, that's a big thing. Oh, good. Victor's here. Dawn sends $5 and says, "Will they sell as many tickets as they can? No need limit them with reservation system that keeps them in charge." I'm not sure if that was a question. Let's see. Crystal sends $5 and says, "Does anyone know what the blockout days will be for each passes?" Yes. If you go to the Disneyland website, they break it down and they give you the list of all the blockout days. Steve Hall sends $5 and says, "How far in advance can you make reservations with Magic Key?" It looks like it's 90 days within a 90-day period. So it looks like it's 90 days for every pass. And then it's just how many you can do. Reservations literally won't matter when capacity gets brought back. How often has Disneyland been at max capacity and turned people away?
Wow.
Twice, 3 times maybe?
Really?
With a 24-hour event? Maybe twice
I've
that
been there
I
days
remember.
when it's been at capacity.
And they've said you can't come in?
Yeah.
I have not. I've only done the 24-hour
period. I've not been on the receiving
period.
end of it, but I've known days where they're like, they stopped letting people in.
I've seen it like literally 3 times. And again, that's not to say it hasn't happened when I've, not been there, but I have not seen that happen too very often. Makes it not fun. I've been not let in. Okay, so see, it's just not like the biggest occurrence. It's not something that happens every week. You know what I'm saying? Or like twice a month. I would definitely go as far to take an educated guess that would be it. Christmas week of 2019, they hit capacity by 11 a.m. Yeah. Oh yeah, during Christmas and the holiday season. Oh, I've seen that happen. Let's see, 6 days a week, including parking. Oops, sorry. Morgan sends $5 and says, basically, can only go 6 days in a row for sure. Why travel there if you don't know for sure if you will get a reservation for the 7th day? It's frustrating. But I think that's where that question is going to be answered by not selling more keys than they have reservations. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I think that reservation system and limiting the amount of keys is going to be key to answering that question of like, will there be some like it's going to help with the availability is my theory. So I kind of think the reservations and
I
all
hope you're
that
right.
is Spencer's ruining my mood. I understand what he's saying, but it's not that big of a deal to make reservations. We already know. I think people are very torn on it.
I mean, I've seen her go through a lot of stress, you guys, so I don't know how valid that statement is about that it's easy to make reservations or that it's not that difficult.
But that's what we're saying, though, is that it will be easier.
I hope so. The system has not proven that to me yet. The system has been very difficult to navigate, as well as I've heard just a lot of frustration in those areas. And so, spontaneity has no room in the room that is accessed by these keys. It's ironic that they're using keys because they're basically saying you only have a key to this room and this room and this room, but you don't have a key to the whole house. No one's getting a key to the whole house. And you're only allowed to, access limited, I don't know. It's just weird.
I feel like it's actually very, I don't know. I feel like it really, I guess Spencer and I, as you can tell, we're both on opposite ends of the spectrum. But I'm very much thinking it's going to be a good thing. I'm trying to think like the ticket thing was the worst thing in the world for me. So this is fantastic. I think it's going to be good. Morgan sends $2 and says, will there be a number of reservations for a pass versus number for tickets? We don't know. I venture to think probably they're going to separate them. If I were Disney, I would separate, like, this is how many ticket holders can come in this day, whatever. Because if you just did like a complete free-for-all, we would be looking at, the capacity things like we normally used to have. No more random visits, Spence is right. So that's why I said it's very different. Like, some people feel completely the opposite and some people don't. But see, for me, the reservation isn't the worst thing. It's the ticket buying, because they not like the SoCal ones, if you're trying to save money, they expire. That's where I got more of a headache, because if we just miss a reservation, we cancel the reservation. It's not a big deal. Go again. Like, really not a big deal.
Yeah.
Now, if you're an out-of-stater, this sucks for you in a couple of different ways. You can't make the payments, and I get that. But for people like us, this is a better deal for us, I think.
Yeah, financially speaking, of course.
No, not financially. Like, even planning-wise, I can book 6 at a time. Like, that's actually pretty darn good for us. Like,
all right, well,
and then I can cancel them. Like, it's actually fabulous.
If you're okay, because you're the one who does the planning, because I was basically...
That's what I'm saying.
I was merely defending you and saying that, like, I don't like to see you go through the stress that you've gone through.
No, it's actually going
to try to get
suck.
us into the park.
Right.
I'm here to not make your life stressful. That's kind of...
I appreciate that.
What we do as couples, right? We try to make each other's lives easier. Mm-hmm. And so I'm kind of defending that a little bit, because I've seen what she's gone through and the stress that she's gone through in trying to do this stuff. And, I remember enjoying the fact that, and I know a lot of you guys agree with me, that when you bought that top tier AP, that you felt like you were part of something, and that you, that Disney had allowed you to be a part of the fun and part of the show, because Disney's a big show, at your leisure, and that was really a big selling point for me. I don't know.
I think what you're
I don't
gonna
know.
see though.
I don't know if in this. Let's just back up to me when I got my first AP. The incentive and the reason why I got it was the ability to be like, you know what? I think I'm going to go to Disneyland right now. That was an amazing feeling, and I know a lot of people agree with me there. And you can say that I'm entitled, or you can say that I'm asking for too much, but that was a big incentive of that. I don't know that if you put this program back when I first got my pass, that I would have been excited enough to do that and to make.
I think
do you know what I mean?
I think what you're gonna
where
see
I'm at
though,
now as
right,
as a Disney person, and doing what we do. Of course, now I'm like, yeah, sure, we'll get that top tier thing. But I don't know that I would have been that excited or had that joy of being able to go and at leisure, because I live in Southern California.
I think you're gonna find out how much better this is. I think you're just.
I hope so.
I think you're triggered by the word reservation right now.
Absolutely am.
I think that's what this is, but I think once you see how much easier it's gonna make our lives, I think that's when you're gonna change your tune. I really do. Because I think you're honestly just triggered by it.
Celine makes a good point. People still worried about COVID won't buy passes.
That's true.
So it'll be easier than we think. That's very possible.
Disney Ortega sends $10 and says, what if you buy your key and there is another shutdown and they will refund or expand the pass until 2023 of the date you buy your pass, and you will be able to change your days? Maybe anything can happen.
I don't foresee another shutdown.
But we also didn't foresee it shutting down in the beginning, so you never know. Kala sends $5. Thank you so much. Deanna sends $5 and says, do you think, do they still have the reservation system so they can control and keep track of capacity? Then they shouldn't have passes yet, right? No, but then you'd have too much busyness. I think there's more to it than just a capacity issue.
I don't think capacity is even at the forefront of the reasoning behind this. I believe
it's not.
What you said about, in a business sense of running a theme park, of planning, employing, putting enough people where they need to be.
I think we agree
ordering
on
enough
that.
of things. I think that's paramount in what we're talking about and why these decisions were made. I don't think capacity. A lot of people say, well, APs were crowding the park. I don't think they cared. They want that park crowded. That's goal number one. They want it crowded. They don't care if you are angry that Indiana Jones is a 4-hour line. They don't care. That's not their issue. They've got you in there. You're spending money. That's their goal. So it comes from a financial standpoint purely, 100%. And it's a business. I understand that.
Right. Lucy sends $5. Thank you, Lucy. Steven sends $5 and says, hey there, we need magic tram to go with our magic keys. Amen. I think we also agree on that too. Spence and I, that's the thing. This is why, I like our relationship, is because we both sometimes we
disagree.
Yeah, we do. And we both learn from that and grow from that. And I think that's probably the best part of our relationship. But there's also things that we do agree on. We agree on the tram. We agree on a lot of other things. And I think also, knowing Spencer's pessimistic view on this thing does span from worrying about my stress level of planning. I appreciate that. And I get where you're coming from. I think we both see each other's sides. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that you're triggered about it all, and it sucks, and you're protective over me.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big situation that you're feeling, is what I'm hearing. I don't 100% know your every thought, but it feels like that's where you're coming from.
No, it's coming from what we've gone through.
And I'm coming from the complete opposite, where I'm feeling like I feel a sense of relief.
Well, that's what's giving me hope and a little more glimmer of hope in the future, is that, okay, well, if you're not stressed about it and you're the one who does all our planning,
right,
that makes me feel better.
There will be some level of
I put my life in your
difficulty.
hands when it comes to that, because I don't, even when I go up to the gate, sometimes if I show up early and I'm like, oh, I need you to send me the ticket, I'm like I'm
Right.
used to just pulling out a pass and being like, here you go, scan the thing.
I do miss.
I am very
that
not
ease.
I'm not super tech savvy. I'm 50. I'm not part of that. I mean, I am part of the generation, but it's like
That's not how you
there's a
roll.
lot of complicated stuff that goes on where I'm like, you know
Yeah.
what, dude, just like,
I will say though, there is going to be. I guess I'm coming from the term. I don't know what the word
coming
is,
from the
but
place.
the place of like, yeah, I just accept that it's not going to be ever like it was for a very long time if it ever does go back to that. And I guess I just kind of hit that acceptance where I think you also do have a little bit of hope that like, hey, someday we'll get to go back. Because if you look at Knott's, that's a good example, like you brought up earlier.
Yeah.
Knott's did away with annual pass reservations. So I think for me, I just accepted it's off the table for here in for Disneyland. So I'm like, okay. It's just part of an adjustment. And like you said, also, Disneyland doesn't just like...
Thank you, Celine, by the way. I saw your comment.
What'd you say?
She said, I am tech savvy. I edit these videos.
There you go. Very true.
It's true.
Fat Boy sends $2. Thank you so much. And then Morgan sends $2. Reservations forever. If not, they adjust passes. Could happen too. Anything could happen.
Thank you, CB, as well, for the support. That it's okay that I'm being critical.
Yeah, you have to be.
I'm not, and just to be fair, I'm not angry, and I'm not even pessimistic.
You're not disappointed in it, right?
No, not at all. I'm happy, but I'm the guy who's looking for the holes in the dam, so to speak. Like, I'm looking for, like, okay, you guys built this great thing, but like let's mitigate the future risk of this, and talk about, you know, what it actually means when we're actually going to, like, hey, let's go to Disneyland, let's make a reservation. I'm trying to kind of go there and go, well, wait a minute, is it going to be a problem in doing this, and this? Like, it's all great when you see it and it's announced, yay, you know, we're going to get a program back. Let's talk about the details of it and where it's going to be a problem for us, because it does pose problems.
Yeah,
And
it's not perfect,
and life's not perfect. And so that's why I think at my age, I tend to do that with things that, you know, hey, let's go do this. This sounds like a fun idea. And I'm like, okay, well, let's check the weather first. Mm-hmm. Let's check to see what day it's on as far as traffic. Let's check all these things that could pose problems in that effort. And I think that's just from being on this earth a certain amount of time, you tend to do that.
We also have to kind of just see where this is going. And remember, even if you were to feel disappointed in this system, or you were to feel very happy about it, whatever your range of feelings are about the new pass system, you are more than valid to feel how you feel. Feelings are not wrong or right. They just are feelings, and it's okay to feel that way. Sometimes you need to have it proven to you, which I kind of think that's where Spencer is going to see.
Well, and things may change. Someone just said that.
Could
also,
change. Yes.
I keep seeing the comment of, like, Disney had to do something to control capacity. They don't want to control capacity, you guys. Let me be very clear about this. It's a business. If they had their way and you said to the Bob Chapek, hey, Bob, would you rather have the park at 75% or 100% capacity
100%.
every single day? What would he choose? He would
100%,
choose 100%.
100%.
He would. It's a business, guys. So controlling capacity is not in their wheelhouse of understanding.
And if you're saying it's
the money coming in,
right?
Yes, absolutely.
But if you're saying it's controlling the capacity because of the pandemic, if that was their real big concern, they would do like vaccine requirements, stuff like that. But we need to wrap this up, so I'm going to finish up reading these super chats, and then we have to go because we are late for what we need to do after this. We're going to film a video. Steve Hall sends $5 and says, Spence, I think for you it will be fine. For people like me who visit once a week or longer, the 6-day limit is a worry. But just remember, Steve Hall, you can book 6 days, go, and then book another day right after. So it might actually work out for you. Marcella sends $10 and says, hello, super excited for passes again. Also, my uncle owns the Mad Greek, and their state line location is permanently closed. I'm sorry to hear that, but Baker's should be open soon. Free Britney and have fun in Vegas. Amen to that. I love that. We'll definitely visit.
Real quick, Brian says it perfect. Managing supply and demand,
there you go.
Not capacity.
Amen.
That is exactly correct, my friend.
You're right. I completely agree.
People complain about capacity, but Disney, they're
they want to fill it up.
They're
you're
like,
very right.
sorry, you're upset. Here's a ticket for a free churro. Here's a sticker.
Ricardo sends $20. Says, nice meeting you two in Vegas. Thank you for your update on the new system. Ricky, so good to meet you too. That was so awesome. We love when we get to meet you. Emily sends $5 and says, end on a positive note. After 2 canceled trips in 2020, taking my mom for her first time ever to Disneyland in 7 days. That is fantastic. I think overall, we're feeling happiness though.
We are. I apologize if anybody took my angle as being kind of negative or angry. I'm not. I'm just picking it apart, going, hold on a second, let's make sure we understand what this means to us when we actually go to make these reservations and go to the park, and what it is, the problems it will pose, because it will pose issues.
I actually appreciate seeing the pessimistic side of it, because then it really does make you think, and like, why would you want us to just come on here and be like, yay, the whole time, or ask the pessimistic side and the optimistic side of it? I think it's great. Look at all angles. We need to not shame having thoughts or feelings that don't agree with everybody else.
Right.
So this is how we do it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming in here. We are so late.
And some of you have asked, like, where are you? What's going on? We're in Vegas still. More Vegas vlogs to come.
Yes.
We're here for a certain amount of
Several
days.
more days.
A lot of good content. We found some amazing things that you're gonna love. That you're gonna be like, wow, this is really cool. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna go do one of those things very shortly.
Yes.
And we're very excited about it. And thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And I am excited. I'm glad that this is happening, because it's forward movement as far as getting us back to a normal, because I'm not one of those people who believes in the new normal.
Right.
I believe in normal. So thank you so much for understanding my point of view, and I am happy about it. Don't get me wrong. And cool. We'll see where this goes. And we think there was also a lot of questions about which one are you going to get. We probably will get the.
It's not a probably. Take that word right out of here.
Okay, we'll get the top tier. We're getting the top tier. So we're not going to make a separate video about it. Like, oh, what are we going to get? Anything? That's what we're going to get.
Yep.
You probably know that already, because like, why wouldn't we? And so there you go, from Vegas.
Yay!
Glad to chat with you guys about this. Thank you for all your insight. You guys, it helped.
Yeah, thank you everybody for correcting and then reading the terms and conditions, by the way.
That's why I like doing this on a live stream, because you guys also are very savvy and have read fine print before us. And so it's a nice way to discover it together. Exactly, because when we do it a taped version, we just we might screw up and we're not perfect.
Fun. Yeah. So thank you guys. We're gonna have fun in Vegas, aren't we?
Oh, we are. Yeah, we're already having fun in Vegas. And make sure on the way out to give this video a thumbs up. That helps us out quite a bit.
And definitely make sure to subscribe.
Subscribe to the channel. It's free. And we don't charge anything for like a key for the channel. This isn't
no reservations required, just a subscription.
That's exactly right.
Actually,
and we will see you guys next time from Vegas. Bye-bye, everybody.